The yes trap. Let's be honest, when was the last time you said yes to a project before your brain even finished processing what the person was actually asking? We've all been there. A colleague asks for a quick favor, a manager drops a low-lift task into your lap, or a new client proposes a project that sounds vaguely interesting. Before you can weigh your current workload or check your sanity, the word is out of your mouth. Sure, I can handle that. In 2026, where the speed of work is amplified by AI and constant connectivity, the knee-jerk yes has become a professional epidemic. But here's the cold, hard truth. Every time you say an impulsive yes to someone else, you're saying an accidental no to yourself, your focus, and your quality of life. Today, we're breaking down the psychology of why we do this, the anatomy of a perfect refusal, and how to transform your professional identity from a people-pleaser to a strategic resource manager.
The psychology of the knee-jerk yes. The fear of missing out, FOMO, and social anxiety. Why do we do it? It's not because we're incompetent, it's because we're human. At its core, the immediate agreement is driven by social survival instincts. The social debt. We are wired to be tribal. In our ancestral past, being helpful meant staying in the group. In 2026, that translates to a fear that saying no will make us look like we aren't team players. FOMO 2.0. We fear that if we turn down this one task, we'll be left out of the next big project, the next promotion, or the next important conversation. We treat every request like it's the last boat leaving a sinking island. The competence trap. High performers often say yes because they can do the task. They mistake ability for availability. The 2026 workflow. Resentment and burnout. In the current work climate, the always-on digital ghost follows us everywhere. When you overcommit, you aren't just working harder, you are entering a cycle of diminishing returns. The resentment phase. You start to resent the person who asked, even though you were the one who agreed. The quality drop. As your bandwidth stretches thin, the high-quality you disappears, replaced by the just-get-it-done you. Burnout. By mid-2026, burnout isn't just about long hours, it's about a lack of agency. When you lose the power to say no, you lose control over your own career narrative. Shift your perspective. You are a strategic resource manager. Stop viewing yourself as a helper. In the modern economy, you are a strategic resource manager. Your time, your cognitive energy, and your creative output are finite assets. If a CEO spent the entire budget on every random request that came through the door, the company would be bankrupt by Tuesday. Why are you doing that with your life? The anatomy of a respectful refusal. Defining professional boundaries. A boundary isn't a wall, it's a gate. You decide what comes in and what stays out. Professional boundaries aren't about being difficult. They are about maintaining the integrity of your work. Key concept: clear is kind, vague is unkind. If you say, "I'll try to get to it," you're creating friction for the future. If you say, "I cannot take this on right now," you're providing clarity. The sandwich method of refusal. If you're worried about sounding harsh, use the sandwich method. This frames the refusal between two layers of positive reinforcement. The top bun, validation, acknowledge the value of the request. That sounds like a really impactful project, and I appreciate you thinking of me. The meat, the no, state the refusal clearly and briefly. However, I don't have the capacity to give this the attention it deserves right now. The bottom bun, the pivot. End with a helpful alternative or a future check-in. I'd love to see the results once it's launched, or perhaps we can revisit this next quarter. The value theorem. Understand this. Your yes only has value if your no is a real possibility.
If you say yes to everything, your agreement becomes a commodity. It's cheap and expected. When you are selective, your yes becomes a premium endorsement. People start to value your involvement more because they know it's backed by focused intent.
Scripts for strategic boundaries. Let's get practical. Here are 3 scripts you can use tomorrow. Script 1. The out-of-scope refusal. Scenario. A colleague asks you to help with a task that isn't your job. I appreciate you bringing this to me. Looking at my current project scope for the launch, I need to stay focused on task A and B to hit our deadlines. I won't be able to jump in on this one, but I'd recommend checking the internal wiki for the documentation on that. Script 2. Offering alternative resources. Scenario. Your boss asks for a new report while you're underwater. I'm happy to help move this forward. However, my plate is currently full with the project name deliverables. If this is a higher priority, should we deprioritize the X task, or would you like me to brief junior colleague so they can take a first pass at it? Script 3. The pause technique. Buying time. Scenario. Someone asks you for a commitment in a live meeting. That sounds interesting. I need to check my current commitments and calendar to see if I can give that the time it requires. Let me get back to you by the end of the day. Why the pause works? It breaks the knee-jerk circuit. It gives your logical brain time to override your people-pleasing reflex.
Building long-term professional respect. Reliability versus availability. There's a massive difference between being available and being reliable. The available person says yes to everything and misses deadlines or delivers C-grade work. The reliable person says no often, but delivers A-grade work on everything they touch. In the long run, the reliable person gets the promotions. They are the ones people trust with high-stakes missions. Positioning yourself as a leader. Leaders value high-quality output over high-volume output. By setting boundaries, you are modeling leadership behavior. You are signaling that you respect your own time, which subconsciously teaches others to respect it too. You want to transform from the easy yes person, who is often overlooked, to the respected partner, who is consulted. A partner is someone who cares enough about the mission to say no to things that distract from it.
Implementing sustainable productivity today. Step 1. The commitment audit. Go through your calendar for the next 2 weeks. Identify 3 things you said yes to out of guilt or habit that serve no strategic purpose. Can you delegate them? Can you postpone them? Can you uncommit with a polite explanation? Step 2. Practice small refusals. Like a muscle, your no needs training. Practice on low-stakes requests. Say no to an optional meeting that doesn't have an agenda. Say no to a social coffee if you're feeling drained. Build the confidence in the small so you're ready for the high stakes. Step 3. Establish a priority routine. Every Monday morning, define your non-negotiables. These are 2 to 3 things that must happen for you to be successful. Anything that threatens those tasks gets a very skeptical look before you even consider saying yes.
The ultimate paradox. The paradox of the modern workplace is that the more you say no to the wrong things, the more space you create for the right yes. Strategic refusal isn't about being lazy, it's about being effective. It's about ensuring that when you do say yes, you bring 100% of your talent, energy, and passion to the table. In 2026, your bandwidth is your most precious currency. Spend it wisely.